A few days ago, I visited the United Methodist Church in Panevėžys in Lithuania, and there I met Vale. Vale is a retired school teacher who has dedicated her life to the ministry at the church, and particularly in reaching out to families, single mothers, to elderly, and to children in the area. Every day, people come to the church for help, for support, for a kind word. And in the afternoon, the church fills with children for the after-school program, where they do different kinds of activities. They hear Bible stories, they do their homework, and they get a hot meal. And to many of those children, that is the only decent meal they get that day. Through Vale and the diaconal ministry of that little United Methodist Church in Panevėžys, nearly 500 people's lives are impacted. In John's version of the Christmas story, in the first chapter of his Gospel, we read, "The Word became flesh and made his home among us, and we see his glory, glory like that of a Father's only Son, full of grace and truth." The light of Christ shines in the darkness, and the darkness is unable to extinguish it. And now God communicates with us. He becomes flesh and blood and makes his home among us. He enters this world in the same way as you and I have come into this world. He is born by a woman. The gospel song, "Mary Did You Know?" reflects on the wonder of the incarnation, that God became fully human in Jesus Christ, that the sleeping child Mary is holding in her arms is the great I Am. And the song asks, "Mary, did you know that when you kissed your little baby, you kissed the face of God?" The question touches the deeper meaning of God becoming flesh and blood in Jesus. God is entering history, and he is entering the story of every human being born into this world. He unites with us completely. So completely that when we kiss the face of one of his children, we kiss his face. The Swedish poet Ylva Egerhorn captures this in a new Christmas hymn, saying, "You are a child, abandoned in a shelter. You will freeze to death unless we get involved." It is Christmas, and Jesus is including himself in our story, and he is including us in his story. The world is forever changed through his coming. In the United Methodist Church in Panevėžys, there is a room that is filling up with presents for the children and with food for the families. You see, Vale and her co-workers understand that when they kiss the face of one of God's children, they kiss the face of God. May his love, revealed in Jesus Christ, become real and involve you this Christmas. Merry Christmas.